Hey, everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE Monday Night Raw episode 1397, which was broadcast on March 2nd, 2020. I'm calling this episode Advice from Marky Mark because of an out-of-nowhere video message from Mark Wahlberg to AJ Styles warning him to not have anything to do with the Undertaker. Very random, but it was to advertise his movie coming out on Netflix this Friday, I guess. I don't even remember what the name of the movie. I'm not advertising for the movie, but you can look it up if you want to check it out. I'm probably going to watch it. Why not? I have Netflix, so I may as well watch some of the movies that are on there. But anyway, we'll get to that in just a minute. Before I talk about the rest of this episode, or the entirety of this episode other than that one thing, I wanted to let y'all know about a couple of great shows, or a couple of them that I started to watch. First, Briar Patch, which if you're watching Monday Night Raw and NXT on USA, you're going to see a bunch of commercials for this show. I finally started watching it since I got Sling back in the last few days. And luckily, all of the episodes so far are available on demand, so I didn't have to have them recorded, so that was pretty nice. And I guess it's also airing. I guess it follows Monday Night Raw anyway. But anyhow, or maybe as a repeat that they show on Monday nights. I'm not sure. But I turned off my TV like right away when I realized it was a couple episodes ahead of where I had gotten to. But I watched the first episode and a half. I thought it was pretty good. Pretty interesting. Towards the end of the first episode, it got a whole lot more interesting to me. But I think it's worth checking out. If you like the trailers, I don't think it has let down from what it kind of promises in the trailers at all yet. From what I've seen, I've only seen the first episode and then like the first 10 minutes or so of the second episode. But it's pretty cool. But I think this show for me suffered a little bit because I watched it right after I saw the first episode of Dispatches from Elsewhere, which stars Jason Segel and a bunch of other people. Can't remember all their names off the top of my head. But the cast is awesome. And the style of the show, the look and the structure of it and the story, like the performances and the production value, or not, production design and all that is really, really cool. I did not know that it was based on a documentary about a real game, like a real alternate reality game that took place, that was dispatched in the early 2010s, maybe late 2000s. I'm not sure exactly when there's the documentary about it came out in like 2012 or 13, but so I did watch that documentary. If you have Amazon Prime, it's available on the Indie Club channel or the it's like Epic Docs or something. There's two channel subscriptions that are $3 a month that include that on there. Otherwise, I don't think you can buy the movie, which is weird. Because I would have just done that. But I like the show, the AMC show, a lot more than I like the documentary. And I kind of started to tune out of the documentary because they're talking about this game and then there's like kind of reconstructions of everything. And it feels a whole lot like people just talking about a game that they played. Like if you're hearing stories about playing Grand Theft Auto or something like that. That's what it felt like to me, watching it as a documentary. But watching it as a TV show, then it's like, oh, I'm seeing the dramatized version of this from like a particular point of view, and they're not they're not talking about what happened. We're seeing what's happening to them. So yeah, check it out. It's so cool. It reminds me a lot of the Dharma Initiative, with kind of the art style and these like video messages and stuff like that. That it's all kind of like old school, like 70s era technology that they're using for this game. It takes place in the present, more or less. But yeah, go check it out. It's on AMC. The first episode is on AMC.com. And then otherwise, I think you can subscribe on to the season pass on Amazon. The last time, I don't think it was posted yet when I searched, because I searched like the night that it aired. But it followed The Walking Dead for its premiere this week, and then its normal time is following Better Call Saul on Mondays. So there's 2 episodes out now. I have not watched the second episode yet. So yeah, go check that out. It's so great. And I think I am going to be doing Walking Dead episodes, even though I've now watched 2 of the episodes. I might combine those or something. But I was also on the fence about if I was going to be recording as much this month. And then I decided, you know what, I may as well. There's so much, especially after this episode of Raw. It's like, I do want to talk about like all of this stuff. Because I was thinking of just doing like really quick episode, like 1 to 2 minute episodes, just quickly recapping stuff. But I'm just sticking with the regular plan here instead. So, all right, let's get to this episode of Raw. We open up with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming out. Paul Heyman says that the main event of WrestleMania is a sham, that Drew McIntyre doesn't deserve to be in there because he took advantage after Ricochet hit Brock with a low blow, etc. And let's see. Okay, so Drew McIntyre comes out, and Paul Heyman had been saying like he can take advantage of a single moment, but there's no way that he's going to beat him in a match. So he comes out, and Brock Lesnar is ready to fight, and then Drew McIntyre hits him with a Claymore, and then he hits him. He hits him with a Claymore, and Brock is like devastated. Drew gets out of there. He does not like in a runaway thing, but he's like, "Yep, my job here is done." He goes. He leaves. Brock Lesnar is hobbled. He stumbles back up to the top of the entrance ramp, and Drew McIntyre appears again and hits him with another Claymore. And Brock is knocked up, but he slowly gets back up again. He gets hit with a third Claymore. Drew McIntyre grabs the title. Grabs the title, holds it up, and is gloating at Brock. Really, really great segment. I liked it a lot, and that better be what we see at WrestleMania, assuming that WrestleMania isn't canceled due to the coronavirus. I don't think it will. I think it'll be okay. So, a lot of panic, a lot of worry out there about coronavirus. I saw an article about a dog testing positive for it. It did test positive having coronavirus on it, but it was like on the it was like on its nose. It wasn't infected by it. Dogs can't get it, but everybody's really worried there for a minute. I was like, no, it just had like its human spit on its nose, probably something like that. Its human sneezed on it, and so the dog still had it. The virus is still on its nose, but didn't actually infect the dog because it can't infect a dog. But anyway, lots of panic, lots of worry, all out there. 80% of cases have very mild symptoms, which, on one hand, in my opinion, so this is my opinion, I'm not a medical expert or anything like that. So, what I take from that is that on one hand, 80% mild symptoms, nothing to worry about. But also, those 80%, they have nothing to worry about. They might not even realize that they have it, and then it's spreading to other people. And the 20% that have worse symptoms from it can very, very easily get it from those 8% with the very mild symptoms. So it's double-edged sword, I would say. But the advice that I've been seeing, the most sensible advice that I've been seeing all around is like just practice good hygiene as far like washing your hands and stuff like that, and cleaning surfaces that get touched a lot and things like that, which is a good stuff to do for any virus, even just for the flu. So that's my thoughts real quick on the coronavirus, and I think WrestleMania will go on. I hope it does, but if it doesn't, I hope they give like complete refunds, because that would suck if they didn't. Anyway, as far as the flight goes and my rental car, I'm good on that because those are refundable for me personally anyway, as well as my hotel booking. But the tickets for the shows, that's like that is a big chunk of change there. So anyway, onward. We have Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy in a rematch defending their championships, the tag team titles, versus the Street Profits. And the Street Profits win with some help from Kevin Owens, and we got the smoke. And Seth Rollins is an angry, angry messiah. He demands a rematch at Elimination Chamber, and that I didn't see if there were any particular stipulations that have been applied to that match, but we also had Seth challenging Kevin Owens to any match, any stipulation, anytime, anywhere. So what if we see that at Elimination Chamber also? But probably more likely we'll see that at WrestleMania. And he claims that he will crucify Kevin Owens, whatever the match is and whenever it is. So is it going to be a crucifixion match? They have to strap the other person to a crucifix and then get it posted up into a whole stand thing. That would be very that would be in very poor taste to do that type of match. But I wouldn't rule it out. It could happen. Or some like close analog to that. Like it could be like it could end up getting strapped to a table, and then the table is propped up and that kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we then have Ricochet versus Riddick Moss, who is now a 22, as of this recording, 23-day, 24/7 champion, because he defeats Ricochet. He doesn't defeat Ricochet by cheating. It is a clean victory, and that's a real bummer. And I hope that it's part of some plan to launch Ricochet back into the stratosphere after a deep dip into the tarp of the trampoline. What am I saying? So okay, if you're jumping into a trampoline, you got to go down before you bounce back up. So hopefully that's what's going on here. I could have said that a lot better than that, but anyway, then our segment where the title of this episode comes from. AJ Styles comes out, talks about The Undertaker. It was all kinds of BS that I don't remember if he said BS, but there's all kinds of BS that The Undertaker came out and came and won that trophy because he should have the trophy because he won technically and all that. So he's not in a good mood. But Mark Wahlberg comes on the screen and says, it seemed like something that they okay, so they filmed this, obviously part of the press junket or whatever. He was in that room where they just film everybody's interviews there, then the interviewers cycle in and out. And so it seemed like, hey, instead of doing an interview, would you do something that we could use on the show or something like that? And so he did, but it really felt, because it really felt like it was like a cameo that he actually had. He probably actually did have no idea what's going on with all this, but here's the script or whatever. It really felt like that, and it was really funny that they Like, just start using Cameo to get people to make content for Monday Night Raw. But anyway, yeah, he warns AJ not to take on the Undertaker, to get away. So AJ he refuses to take that advice. He says, "I'm not gonna listen to Marky Mark." So Alistair Black comes out. Is supposed to have a match with AJ Styles, and AJ's like, "Wait! You didn't read your contract, did you? You have to fight the I forget what he's been calling Carl Anderson. You got to fight Carl Anderson first." So Alistair Black fights Carl Anderson. He defeats him. And then he's like, wait. You also have to fight Luke Gallows. And then Luke, as he's saying that, Luke smacks him in the back of the head, hits him with that big boot. And technically, Alistair Black wins that match due to disqualification because the rest of them get involved. They hit him with the Magic Killer, and then they're ready. Okay, now you can fight AJ. And so AJ defeats Alistair Black. He's already fought 2 matches and then hit with the Magic Killer and all that. When he gets hit by a phenomenal forearm, and then AJ does the Undertaker's rest in peace pin thing. So yeah, I saw a lot of complaints online about this happening, but I think it's fine. It's not the same situation as with Ricochet over there. Alistair Black defeated 2/3 of the Bullet Club first and was at a huge disadvantage. But we will be getting at Elimination Chamber. Oh, I kind of want to go. I'm currently not planning to go, but like every new development is like, this is going to be really good. But it will be a no disqualification match between AJ Styles and Alistair Black. I think that's going to be really cool. And I think there's a good chance that the Undertaker could show up after the match. I don't know. It's tempting. It's real tempting. I'll see what the ticket prices are like. But anyway, then we have Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riott with special referee Sarah Logan. So Liv wins after Sarah counts very, very quickly. So it seems as though Sarah is on Liv's side. But after Liv attacks Ruby, then Sarah attacks Liv, and she is the one standing tall at the end. So I thought that was pretty. I thought that was a pretty cool ending to the match. Anyway, there's some good stuff in the match as well. It was really cool seeing Liv and Ruby fight. Then we see backstage the Conga Line, led by No Way Jose, meet Rowan back there, and Jose asks if they can see what's inside the cage. And then Rowan says, "Oh, I've just been waiting for somebody to ask what's inside the cage very nicely, like you are. So I'm going to show you." And then he pulls out this just gigantic tarantula toy robot. And they're all scared of it. And he puts it back inside. So there you go. Great. It should have been a Gila monster that wasn't biting people but squirting blood out of its eyes at people. That's what it should have been. A tarantula doesn't do that. A tarantula doesn't do that. I'm pretty sure tarantulas don't bite people. I'm going to look it up right now. And so I'm pausing this, and I'll be right back instantly with an answer. Okay. I am on burkemuseum.org, and the article is called "Myth: Tarantulas Are Dangerous to Humans." So fact. So the myth is tarantulas are dangerous or deadly to humans. The fact is, in reality, the venom of these largest of all spiders generally has very low toxicity to humans. I myself, this is the writer Rod Crawford, I think. I myself was once bitten by a Texas species and hardly even felt it. None of the North American species or these commonly kept as pets are considered to pose even a mild bite hazard. There have now been a few credible reports of moderate illness from the bites of a few African and Asian species that are definitely not standard pet store material. However, other people bitten by these same species reported no more than initial ouch and perhaps a little muscle cramping. The only health hazard posed by keeping common pet tarantulas comes from the irritating hairs of the abdomen in the New World species, which can cause skin rashes or inflammation of eyes and nasal passages. To prevent such problems, simply keep tarantulas away from your face and wash your hands after handling one. Compared to common pets such as dogs, tarantulas are not dangerous at all. For more information, see the American Tarantula Society. So there you go. Misinformation being spread by this dumb segment with a robotic spider. I mean, they could turn around. They could use it and say, "Hey, they aren't harmful, and they pose very low risk bite." So, like, even if they did bite, it's not going to make you bleed. They don't bite you to make you bleed. They bite things to insert venom and then eat their prey. It should have been a puppy. It should have been something like completely opposite. Like, I don't know. It would have been better as a puppy or a kitten. Like kittens bite. A kitten bite would cause way more blood than even if it was a real tarantula, than a tarantula bite. So dumb. So dumb. Now it's over. Maybe. It's not. It's probably not over at all. We're gonna have the robot spider like skittering around the ring at some point before WrestleMania. And then we'll have Erick Rowan versus the Spider. Erick Rowan wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal by releasing the tarantula. Everybody jumps over the top rope to get away. That's how he wins. That's the only way this pays off in any way whatsoever that's less than dumb. It's still dumb, but a little bit less so. Anyway, then we have it was supposed to be Asuka versus Shayna, but Asuka had a wrist sprain, so she could not. She was not cleared to compete. So instead, Kairi makes her. This is Kairi's first match since TLC, I think. So Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. It's definitely her first singles match. Shayna wins. This is after Becky comes out to cause a distraction and gloats and all of that. And she's wearing big old sunglasses, a big furry coat, lots of jewelry, and then adds to that even more by wearing Jerry Lawler's crown while she's there in commentary. And she looked very much like a particular outfit that is worn in the film Rocket Man, which is also based on a real outfit that Elton John has worn. So I thought they look the same. Okay, there's like a couple of people who I've asked if they agree with me on this. Taron Egerton, who plays Elton John in Rocket Man, and Becky Lynch, I feel like they look really similar. They're very similar facial structures, and this is even more with these two pictures, seeing them side by side wearing very similar outfits with the crown and everything. Like, they look really similar. They could be siblings or cousins or whatnot, or the same person, just with different hair. So anyway, Shayna won via the what? It's not the Coquina clutch. That's Samoa Joe's Karafuda clutch. So yeah, there are some all right moments. I thought we were going to see either blood or mist utilized in this match, but instead we just saw Becky Elton John Lynch. Then we had the best match of the night. This was so great. We had Rey Mysterio and Humberto Carrillo versus Angel Garza and Andrade, with Zelina at their side. So Andrade makes his United States show return as the U.S. champion in this just freaking awesome tag match. Okay, my favorite moment, and it's made me like yell out in surprise when it happened. So we had Andrade in the ropes doing his tranquilo pose thing. And then we had, I think it was Humberto running. He gets launched into the opposite ropes, and Garza like launches him up, like to stop him and to prepare to hit some other move on him. But instead of that stopping Humberto, that launched him up and to be able to hit Andrade with a drop kick on the opposite side of the ring. That was so great. I wish the camera angle on it was a little bit better because we had it from the wide shot, which is good to see like the full picture of what's happening, but they were all in line with the camera from that vantage point, and so you couldn't really you couldn't see the drop kick make impact. But they did show a replay, showed a little bit better. Oh, but that moment was really great, and that was just one of many great spots throughout this match. Go watch this match. Best match of the week. I know this is the only show of the week so far, but I can't see that being topped very easily at all. Although we do have a couple of cage matches to watch on NXT this week. I will not be watching NXT live this week because AEW Dynamite is here in Colorado, specifically in Broomfield at the First Bank Center, so I'll be there in person for that. But then I'll watch. So I'll talk about that a little bit in this week's NXT episode. But I have not been following it all. I've seen just some clips here and there from this past Saturday night. So I have a kind of a general idea of the championship landscape, at least some of the feuds going on, all that kind of stuff. But it's like I can't tell you any specifics at all about all the storylines and stuff like that. But I think that can also be a really fun way to go to a show. Is just not know anything, just see what unfolds, and also seeing like how much of the context is clear of what's going on. I think is pretty. It could potentially be pretty exciting and fun, just to see things unfold and figure it out as it's unfolding. But anyway, I'll talk about that later this week. And then we had our main event, our final segment of the night. Beth Phoenix has arrived to give a medical update on Edge. But before she can even say anything, we get Randy Orton comes out. He goes for a hug, no hug. He goes for a handshake, no handshake. And he says, "Oh, well, I'm going to explain myself." It was story time about how Edge is so great in that he saved my life, and I love him, and I love his kids, and I love Beth Phoenix and all that. And that the reason he did it was to save Edge from himself because he's a junkie for the roar of the crowd. And he blames Beth for being an enabler. He's saying that it's her fault for not stopping him, and that he had to stop him so that he could still be there, that he wouldn't lose his ability to spend time with his family and all that. So yeah, at some points I thought, oh, these are some good points. But then, like, no, that's, especially once he said that he loved them more than Beth could ever love them. It's like, no, he's just being a complete jerk. And so Beth Phoenix slaps him and then kicks him. But Randy recovers from that kick to the guts with an RKO, laying Beth out. Medical staff and a bunch of other wrestlers, including Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, wearing their their Edge T-shirts with blazers over them. Anyway, it was so great. It was such a great segment, and Randy is on fire right now, and Beth. Oh my God. I was starting to cry, seeing her about to cry. She should have seen that RKO coming. She should have avoided it. Just kicked him again right in the face when he's bent over. Just kick, and then he's out, and then punt him. But she assumed too much that Randy wouldn't go that far, and he absolutely did. So I'm really excited for this story to continue. However it does, it's gonna be real good. I thought for a moment, I was thinking, oh, maybe she's like, well, I still have to give the medical update. He is completely healthy, and then bam, Edge wipes out Randy right there, and huge eruption of applause. That Edge, it's just there in general, but also getting the upper hand. But there's still time for that to happen, something similar to that. I'm excited. This was real good. So that's the end of this week's Raw. Let me know what you thought about it by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe out there in all of the infinite multiverses. And I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.